Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cologne podcast.
I'm Myke.
I'm Ryan.
We're two best friends. We're going on a fragrance journey. We're smelling fragrances and giving you uneducated opinions.
And today we have a special one. Dug it out of, I don't know, just a bunch of random decants, but we have in our hands. We've done one before, the Le Papier episode.
Le Papier.
Diptyques, and how do we pronounce it? Eau Rihla?
Eau Rihla?
Eau Rihla.
Eau Rihla. It's some obscure auto parts jokes happening. Oh, wow.
Yeah, if you're listening to this, this is the day before the New Year's Eve is upon you.
That's right. We are headed into a new year, a new season of the Cologne podcast.
Season 6 will be starting the next year.
That's right.
Isn't that crazy?
The final episode of season 5.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
This fragrance actually has a bit of a story, Ryan. You may not know it.
What's the story?
I've smelled this before.
Of course.
Yes.
That's a short story.
The end. No.
Here, I got a story for you, too.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Them baby blueberries sipping on. I was in Neiman Marcus, and, occasionally I'll just go, let me smell something that you really love. I'll be talking to one of the guys there. Show me something you really love that I probably haven't smelled before.
Okay.
And my boy Sebastian took me over to this, and he's like, do you like ombre leather? And I was like, you're goddamn right I like ombre leather. He said, well, then you may need to smell this because this is a stronger, more lasting type ombre leather fragrance. It's fruity, it's leathery, and he's like, it's going to kick your ass for hours. And ombre leather is not really a slouch.
No, it's not. It's really good.
But he let me smell this, and I was impressed. I wore it around, on the back of my hand for a little while, just smelling it. I've been tempted to pull the trigger to buy it, but I know you can't trust your skin even when you're out there smelling 1,000 fragrances in the department store. The only way, ladies and gentlemen, that I'd ever recommend just off a spray buying something would be if you come to the Cologne Podcast Studios and get in here, where we've done a great job of just making sure to isolate a specific fragrance. There's no other way to do it.
There's literally zero science behind what you're claiming.
No. There's been hundreds of fragrances treated this way. It's the only way I know I can trust this. Don't trust your noses unless you're sitting right here in these foldable chairs.
Every fragrance is well sealed and insulated within the lead paint of this room.
Yeah. You don't have to trust what I'm saying about it, but you might want to trust Joan of Arc on Fragrantica.
What a badass name to have.
Just a couple of months ago, wrote this review. A little too leathery for my taste. When I smell this upon spraying, the leather is so overpowering. It feels like I'm always just one more second away from smelling the sweet berry and floral notes. It's only after the leather wears off 5 hours later that you get those floral notes. But I don't see the point in waiting 5 hours to smell like you really want to.
I can agree with that.
My brain understands that there's more than just leather in this fragrance, but my nose can't comprehend it. It's Joan of Arc.
Okay.
5 hours of leather.
I mean, if it smells similar to ombre leather, I'd probably love it. I was reading the notes, and I will go into it later about the notes, but when I was reading it, I was just like, I felt like I told you, I was like, I'm either going to really love this or really hate it. I don't think there's going to be an in-between.
Well, I'm hoping you really love it, and I'm hoping I do too. But first, we got to give you that one-night stand review, that delicious fragrance. Ryan's looking it up because we both forgot.
Oh, shit. Tom Ford for Men, Extreme, Vintage.
Hit the music, Todd.
Yeah. One night stand review.
Fuck, is that the rain?
Yeah.
And the bottom fell out on that one. Jesus.
I love every time we're like, God damn, these guys are going to hear every bit of this. Sounds like fucking Noah's Ark crashing against us out here, and you won't hear none of it.
No. Well, this fragrance was delicious to me, but you didn't love it.
I didn't. I felt bad that I didn't like it. It was It was okay, but I just didn't vibe any of it. Open to close, I just did not vibe it. I was kind of let down.
Why?
I don't know. It just had a weird smell to me. I know it didn't go bad. I just didn't like the makeup of it. That's the best way I can put it. I know that's not in depth, and it's also been almost a week and a half or two. Yeah, Christmas has happened.
Oh, it's been a few weeks now since that one.
But it just nothing stood out to me about it. I can understand why I understand why it's discontinued.
Yeah, I think it's because they changed the formulation a little bit and called it something different. Mm-hmm. I think they just called it Tom Ford Noir. Personally, that's speculation. I'm making this story up. Mm-hmm. You don't have to trust me. In the episode, yeah, you said something like, "I don't like the profile of this type of fragrance," but you said it smells good, but it's
not something I would wear. I almost didn't. Didn't I feel like it was feminine?
I don't know. To me, it smelled a little bit on the more mature vintage side. But
dude, look at the fucking water coming off of that. I don't know if you can see it. Looks like we're at a fucking water park, dude.
Oh, great. It's just going to be 6 more weeks of my moonroof leaking or whatever.
Yeah, it was okay. It was a skip for me. It's still a skip.
Okay, well, I thought it was nice. It being discontinued, I can't really recommend you go out and buy it. But if there's a way for you to get, your hands on a sample of it, maybe you'll start a fragrance podcast. Maybe you'll have badass listeners that then send you in fragrances that you can smell. If you could do that, I'd recommend doing it because it's fun.
It is fun. That part I will say is fun. That was fun. Okay, it's a skip. It's a sample for you.
Yeah, let's get into this, baby.
All right, now we're gonna smell Diptyque's Eau Rihla. You go ahead.
Okay.
Since you've got the box in your hands and everything.
Yeah. Damn. What is this? Is this like a 5 mil?
Dude, that is, I guess so. Good atomizer. Let's see what we're working here with.
It is leathery and very like motor oil vibes.
This is very, to me, on the nose of ombre leather. Less sweet, though. I was thinking it was going to be something sweeter.
Yeah, less fruitier. It's just leather.
It is just leather. Very realistic leather, but not harsh, not off-putting, very relaxed.
On the verge of being like a Fahrenheit type of,
on the skin, absolutely.
Yeah.
What a great combo, too, by the way.
It's that manly type vibe.
Okay, yeah. On the skin, hell yeah. It's like, imagine ombre leather with that sweet part dialed down, and then imagine just a hair of that beautiful mechanic diesel gasolina smell of Dior Fahrenheit. Just a little bit undertone on the skin. That is pretty sharp. I think it's going to be challenging, though, as we get into this episode.
Okay.
Like, it smells good.
Uh-huh.
I just feel like it might go through some things. Have this feeling.
Yeah, you're kind of there's a twinge of something on there.
Yeah. Do you enjoy that twinge or no?
I don't know.
That's why I'm like,
working my way through it.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about, though. I'm not saying you have to have a cheaply thrown together studio that you smell things in, but you do need to get away from other fragrances to really wrap your nose around everything.
Yeah.
You miss the subtle nuances when you're kind of smelling things back to back.
I'll say one thing. I don't think this is as loud as ombre leather. So now I'm kind of puzzled by the review you read because I can't see this lasting 5 hours of leather. I may be wrong, but I just don't see it.
I think it is as loud, but it doesn't have the same bite as ombre leather does. So it's like ombre leather feels louder because of the way it's architectured together.
I don't know why that's funny. It's like this guy, you're going to be working a booth somewhere at Essence.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I always find it so interesting whenever I talk to people who are so wrapped up in fragrances that they can't just be normal.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Every once in a while you run into that. Our gang is not like that. The Chris and the Steve and the Tony out there, they're not like that. They use certain terminology to let you know exactly what they're smelling.
Yeah.
But they're not like, they don't take it too seriously.
No.
You know, when Bill Burr does an interview on a podcast, if the person's taking themselves too seriously, he just starts taking the piss out of them because he's like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
It just reminds me when he was with Bill Maher.
Yeah.
I forget what they were arguing about, but it was some like
I remember on his club Paradise, whatever,
Club Random or whatever it is. And, you know, and Bill Maher's like lecturing Bill Burr about, you know, doing some sort of charitable type social thing. And he's just like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, he fucking grilled his fucking ass.
Yeah. Just when somebody gets so caught up in themselves, they just think they're just so important.
Well, you know, funny enough, Cynthia, one of our Patreons and friends of the podcast, had sent a thing where I guess it's from Lucky Scent's Instagram, and this person's reading off these different fragrances, like recommending them for some reason, you know, like whatever they might be, like top vetiver fragrances, whatever. Literally first one out the chamber says some name. I couldn't have pronounced even half of it with a gun to my fucking head.
Right.
I'm just like, I don't know if I'll ever be that. It's funny that we have this podcast now that is on to season 6 coming up.
Right.
Over 300 episodes, and I'm still like, you know, Eau Rihla? Is that what this is?
Dude, 100% that. So yesterday I was cooking a prime rib on Christmas. So we're recording this the day after Christmas. And I'm watching different YouTube videos of people how to make sure I don't screw up this very expensive cut of meat. And there's one guy I like, and he's like a French dude, but he's speaking English. But because he's French, when he says the French thing, it's perfectly pronounced.
Perfect.
Yeah. And there's another Italian guy I watch too that does that as well. And it's just like, I'll never be that. I'll just never be able to perfectly hit the ughs and shit, you know what I mean, that they have.
Yeah, we're like looking up how to pronounce this word.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, in Arabic, it's like,
it's
what?
Like,
I'm like, how the hell do I pronounce this?
Because there's so much like more to it, you know? But I have watched, there's a lady who she's like,
this is also proof that we're so American.
Yes, absolutely.
We can't be bothered to learn anything.
Oh, well, here's the thing though. And this made a good point because there's a lady that I was watching. She teaches French. Mm-hmm. She says French people, they just get so irritated when you're like talking about something and then you don't go croissant, you know, you just say a croissant or something. And she's like, but it'd be the same way if they're like, you know, McDonald's, you know, and I'd be like, no, you have to say McDonald's. In the middle of, you know, your French accent, you have to stop and say, you know, chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Instead of chicken nuggets, you know, or whatever. So I think that's a good point. It's just like, guys, can we stop being so, it wraps back around to this. Can we stop being so fucking serious all the time?
I agree.
Don't get offended if I say croissant, you know, which, by the way, my 14 hours in the French airport, I was kind of like, I get why people say these French people can be jerks. Or maybe maybe it's just the American people irritate everyone.
I'm sure we sound great. You literally just used McDonald's.
Well, that was her example of it because, you know, she'll be talking to somebody and they'll say McDonald's, you know, and she'll be like, McDonald's, you know, you got to say it right. You got to say it like you're overweight and irritated. Yeah.
Which, by the way, I had to get McDonald's on Christmas Day. There was one actually open in the town.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And man, there was I think like a Uber Eats guy picking up something and they were slammed, but I felt sorry for everybody. And he was giving them some shit. And
the Uber Eats guy was giving them some shit?
Yeah, I kind of got to halfway tell this story. And this, you know, the manager's like, hey, look, I'm not going to let you talk to my kids. She called them her kids. My kids like the, you know.
Right.
And finally, this is so random. This big old black dude stands up. He's wearing a fucking bright ass green Christmas onesie.
I love that.
And he didn't say anything ugly. He was super nice, but he was just like, hey, man, I understand that you put off, but hey, look, you can obviously see they're busy. It doesn't make the situation better. So grab your food and get the hell out of here.
Dude, it's Christmas Day, for God's sake. Can we have a little bit of patience and grace?
Absolutely. I mean, I did. I didn't. I wasn't bothered about taking so long. There was other people waiting in front of me. It is what it is. But and I mean, I was like, immediately, I'm like, God, I'm like, fuck McDonald's making these people work on fucking Christmas. And I'm like, I'll take a double cheeseburger, no pickles.
Exactly. You're like, what type of bullshit is this? 2 number 3s. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. I don't know, dude. I just wonder sometimes. I'm like, look, I know life is hard.
Oh, God.
Life, it just loves to freaking kick you in the groin.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no reason to just go around being an asshole to everybody.
No, there's not. God, I felt so, I don't want to say I pitied people working there. I'm not saying it like that. I mean, they're doing their job. They wanted to be there.
We've done it in the past.
Yeah.
The right job comes along. You go, I'm getting holiday pay. One year we did Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve shoots.
Was that the same year?
Same year.
Wow.
Both of them were forever away.
Yeah, the Christmas Eve one is in Austin.
Yes. And we literally got finished and drove back to get home at 5 a.m. so we could still do Christmas with the kids.
God.
I mean, you do what you got to do. I get it. Look, if you're getting holiday pay and you need that money, I'm not going to judge you for it. You got to do what you got to do.
Which, by the way, that was the bride.
Yeah.
They were like, hey, your food's in that back alley over there. Outside of this warm tent with the propane heaters, eat your cold ass chicken and cold ass white cauliflower, you fucking losers.
Yeah.
I was like,
after going, because we were talking with the bride and she said, oh, yeah, we're going to have chicken and waffles. And I was like, fuck. Yeah.
Dude, they hyped us up.
I know. I was like,
we had the biggest case of blue balls in Texas that night, dude.
I love me some chicken and waffles. I was like, oh my God. She's like, oh, it's going to be so good. I can't wait. I'm like, me either. So I go to get in line and then the coordinator's like, oh no, you fucking moron. Your food's over here behind the dumpster.
And there's nothing better than a bridesmaid coming up to you while you're busy filming for the bride. And they're like, the bride would request that you guys film this right now.
Yeah.
And it was them dancing.
Mambo number 5.
I'm like, yeah, this will definitely be in your highlight reel. Trust me.
Yeah, for sure. Make sure to get this. Now, to that wedding, Ryan, would you have worn Eau Rihla?
Beautiful segue back because we really got lost there for a minute. It still smells like the open. This is kind of wild. It is kind of like it hasn't changed. I kind of like this.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would wear this.
Let me smell it on the card. God, the card is fucking incredible.
It's really good. It's surprisingly good. Let me give you the price and popularity of this.
Hit me.
Price $275 for 2.5 ml. I think like 75 ml or something like that.
Yeah, so that sounds about right.
$275.
That's too much.
Think too much? Okay. The popularity, 4.26 out of 5, only 425 votes. Was released in 2021, by the way.
Well liked by a small majority of people.
Exactly.
I could see if you only hit your clothes with this and not your skin.
I don't know. I kind of like that little bit of it's the ombre leather meets your Fahrenheit.
It's got a little bite to it, though. It's doing something.
But it's not that harsh Fahrenheit vibe, you know? Fahrenheit's a little bit more harsher.
The fruitiness is definitely on the card.
Yeah.
That's where you're getting it's like more rounded and beautiful.
Quickly, I'll just go over the pros and cons. Realistic leather scent with a hint of raspberry. Beautifully blended leather fragrance. Complex and refined blend. I kind of agree with all that on the pros.
Yeah.
The raspberry is so faint. Like when it says hint, I feel like it's very faint, if nothing at all. Cons, maybe too strong for some. Disagree. Hard disagree. This is not too strong. Linear fragrance that stays with the leather smell. So far, absolutely agree with that, but I kind of feel like that's a pro more than a con.
For sure. Yeah. Some people would love that.
And we'll know if this is true. Not suitable for rainy weather or cooler climates, because we've got both right now.
Ah, that's right. It's cold and rainy. Great holiday weather.
I don't dislike this. I'm kind of me liking it. But who do you think is wearing such a fragrance as this?
I'm really going to have to try to think about this.
He's got nothing.
I would almost say you want a strong leather fragrance, but you don't want something that's overly masculine. Mm-hmm. So you're looking for something right down the middle, unisex. So I don't know if that, maybe you're a guy, maybe you're a gal, but it is a strong leather fragrance. It isn't super masculine. I
can agree with that. I think this is pretty down the center unisex.
Unisex leather.
I really do. I would think, though, I think a woman could edge this out and wear it better. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. And I agree with you.
Okay, good.
Our Patreon and friend Licky really likes leather fragrances.
Okay.
And I do feel like this would be something she should look into.
Yeah, I agree. It is really, really nice, man. Okay. Are you going to skip it?
Sample it?
Or buy it?
What are you going to do, Ryan?
Well, Myke, times are tough.
Yes.
Christmas just happened yesterday.
And this is expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you.
I will absolutely sample the hell out of this that we have right now, because that is probably like 5 ml. It's a good little...
Yeah, a couple wearings in there each.
Yeah. So I'm like, I will definitely sample this. But this could be a buy. I could see this being a buy. I don't know if it's 100% for me, although I do love what I'm smelling. I just think it is a perfect linear unisex fragrance. But I really do think on a woman, I think that this would go up a couple of notches. Like I feel like it'd fit their profile just a little bit better.
I agree. This is more of a daring wear for a lady than for a man.
Absolutely.
I think this is a little bit more subtle. My take on it, it's a skip for me, but it's a sample for those out there. I think if you're a listener, you love leather fragrances, you want something. After smelling this, I do believe it's lighter than ombre leather.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's softer, it's lighter. The card smells so good, and it does have this floral, fruity, God, that's hard to say, element to it.
Floral, fruity?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. I had to think about it when I did.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be a badass.
Yeah,
I'd be like, you fucking idiot, floral fruit. I'm fucking up right now.
See? I saw the arrogance like immediately leave your face as soon as you said it. The fucking loser. You're going to show me up on some linguistics over here? You're killing me. Oh, man. Yeah, I do think smelling it, a lady, spray it on your clothes, it's going to be amazing. And like it's going to be a darker, more intriguing scent on a woman. It's a little lighter. I would still just recommend ombre leather EDP for the guys over this.
Yeah, but I will say this one thing about it. I really think a good majority of people would put their nose to this, and everybody would pretty much like it.
They'd like it to smell. Absolutely.
It almost doesn't, I don't want to say it smells cheap, because it doesn't smell cheap, but it almost feels very designer.
Because it's like very wearable.
Very wearable.
Not challenging.
Yes,
yeah, I feel that.
Exactly.
Did you get anything for Christmas that you wanted?
I got more debt.
Yes, that definitely
was
comes
fun.
along with it.
That was fun. Other than that, no, I didn't get anything.
Really? Then my kids got me a Canoodle Extreme.
Canoodle Extreme?
Yes.
The hell is that?
It's like Pocket Tetris.
Okay.
So I've had the Canoodle for a while, and it's a game where...
Is this digital or...
No. It's like a puzzle.
Okay. I'm looking at it while you're telling me this.
Yeah. And it's different shapes, very much like Tetris.
K or C?
K.
Okay.
And you basically have a box that has like a long rectangle.
Okay.
And they all have to fit together. You have to figure out the puzzle to make it fit together. and you put a piece in, you shake it where it lands. That's your starting point. And then from there, you have to put the other pieces in. I've enjoyed that on long flights. And as you know, I'll be going to Italy again next year. And so they were like, here you go, Pops. Canoodle Extreme. It's taking it up a notch.
That looks like a fun little game.
It is a fun game. I recently, this year, I helped a photographer shoot something in Arizona, and we flew together, and that was the thing we played back and forth. We played this canoodle. So it's cheap. It's fun. I don't really encourage the kids to get me gifts right now, but and I do that as reverse psychology because then they get pumped on giving gifts, and they're always very thoughtful.
I take it back. I did get something.
Mm-hmm.
You gave me.
Oh, yeah.
Is it whiskey? Or is
it's an old-fashioned mix.
Old-fashioned mix.
So really, you just pour it over ice, get your little orange, rind.
Okay.
Put that in there, orange peel.
Is that something you squeeze or just let it sit in?
No, you twist it, drop it in there.
Okay.
Speaking of Italy, that's one of Chris's jams. We had some old-fashions for his birthday. Had my first old-fashioned with him.
Okay.
So I just thought, since you're a big old wuss and won't be enjoying old fashions with us, maybe you could have some old fashioned yourself.
Well, then I'll save it for the day that y'all link up.
Oh, no, there's plenty of it. But there's a distillery close to the place in Dallas where I work, and they make their own spirits and whiskeys and stuff like that. And so they make a rustic bottle full of it. And yeah. It's a little something for my bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Encouraging you to be an alcoholic.
Thanks, bro. Well, guys, this is our sign off for the year, but it won't be a long sign off. As we said, we're coming right back. But this is the last episode
with a new season, though.
Yeah, season 6 is upon you.
Oh, baby.
The 6th season has dropped upon you.
Yeah.
And with that, the end of time. No.
If you want to have a say in what episodes we're doing, season 6, be sure to get into our Patreon. Get in our community chat. Let us know what you're wanting to listen to, and we will make some episodes.
And until next time, spray it up, y'all.